अपना गेम डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
भाई हार के भी जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं। कुछ ऐसा ही आरसीबी सोच रहा होगा, लेकिन जिन्होंने ये डायलॉग बोला था उनकी टीम थोड़ी सी मुश्किल में है। Let's have a guest please on the show. This is for today. My name is Ridhima Pathak. I am joined by Rajashri Gupta, Borya Majumdar and Pragyan Oja, of course. Good evening, gentlemen. What a match, and RCB still in the playoff race. So that's good news.
Not race,
so
they're
RCB
through.
No,
They're
they're
through.
through.
They're through.
Yeah, true. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
They're still in the playoffs. So DC, RCB, MI. अब है बाजी KK और KKR और SRH के बीच. Boryada, what are you feeling about this?
You know, no Bengali will sleep tonight. Nobody will support. So basically, there has been India is now divided. East and West have come together. Meets the best. And Pragyan Oja, you can go for a toss. That is what every Bengalis will say. कल कोलकाता में बिरयानी बंद. Simple. Nobody will eat biryani tomorrow. If anybody
दादा कोलकाता बिरयानी अलाउड है, हैदराबाद बिरयानी नहीं.
करेक्ट. कोलकाता बिरयानी with eggs and potatoes are allowed. Correct. कल वो खाता हूँ lunch में, चिंता मत करो. But more importantly, I am absolutely, he messed up my fantasy team. Messed it up because it was going brilliantly well. I had by the way, I had Enrique Nokia captain, Kagiso Rawada vice captain. So it was in.
But then we lost the sound. Sorry,
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So
Yeah,
in the midway point, I was in the top 100 of the mega league because of the Rabada Nokia Ashwin formation. But I don't care. Ajinkya Rahane, I am mighty pleased for him. Trust me. I mean, I've got no hesitation in putting this on record. I have been in touch with him very regularly, not daily, but weekly. Very, very regularly, and he's very, very close to me. So, you know, when a player like this, Pragyan and I have been talking about him on our show, when a player like this comes good on a night like this, high pressure night, experience, big band, big stage, big performer, I'm very, very happy. Very happy.
I'm sure, and that innings was really, really pleasing. Yeah, your take on Rahane's innings today?
I think Rahane was like हाथी का दांत, दिखाने का और खाने का और. Actually, everybody must be thinking Shikhar played a brilliant knock, but it was Rahane who was playing the anchor, and he silently made sure that DC won. That's what Rahane is. He will never make a headline, but he's the guy who will be, holding everything together, and that's what he brings to the table. I'm really happy for this man. He was just quiet. He didn't try anything till he made sure that his team crosses the line. When he tried that shot, it was only he knew that from now on there nothing is going to happen.
Well, Rajashri, your take on the match that we had today. It was a fantastic match. I mean, it was very, very pleasing. It was good. It was good competition, and DC, at the end of the day, got it a little close. I thought that, oh God, has the match gone on the other end, but glad it went in DC's favor.
Clinical. Look, we've been talking about Delhi Capitals, all of us, and from the start, I actually wanted Delhi Capitals to go and do this, right? Get to the playoffs. Now they're second. They get at least 2 chances to reach the final. It was brilliant, and Pragyan was very right. When you're talking of the Delhi performances and how Ajinkya Rahane's performance stands out. Shikhar Dhawan, a couple of hundreds, then didn't get runs in the next 2 matches. The way he started off with the chase, I think 2 beautifully cover-driven boundaries in the first over, and then before Rahane took over, Rahane's innings was it highlighted. We've been talking about the Delhi Capitals all season. We've been talking about the Delhi Capitals, how well balanced they have been, how incredibly poised these guys have been. They have a backup option for every slot, and Rahane highlighted that. He did not play for the better half of the tournament, and he came in to the team only because they needed to balance out Rishabh Pant's injury. It was beautiful to see the way Rahane batted, and it was like Borya said, and when you watch Rahane, he's one of the nicer guys in Indian cricket. It's always a joy whether he gets runs in one-day cricket, whether it was back in the day for the Rajasthan Royals, now for Delhi Capitals. It's always such a joy to watch this man score runs.
Indeed, and of course we've got a lot of
Yeah, Ridhima,
so we've got a lot of viewers coming.
Yeah, sure. The one point I want to make here is the one fellow who spoiled KKR's party is the young man from Bengal, Shahbaz Ahmed. How's that for sport? Shahbaz Ahmed and his 2 wickets spoiled KKR's party. You did not pick him, Kolkata Knight Riders. You suffered tonight. And I'm delighted for Shahbaz Ahmed. Had a great Ranji Trophy season. Virat picked him tonight. Chris Morris went out with an injury. Shahbaz Ahmed filled in. And let me give you the net run rates. Kolkata Knight Riders on 4th spot, 0.21. Royal Challengers minus 0.17, and they are above KKR. Delhi Capitals 0.11, but 16-point position. So now only between KKR and SRH. And you know, Riddhima, we keep talking about captaincy, we keep talking about coaching, and we've had this discussion, Ponting, Hessen, Ponting wins. Whoever has taken the Ajju call, and they did not drop Prithvi, they dropped Shimron. So whoever has taken that call, the management, Ricky Ponting, Shreyash Iyer, the Delhi management, that was the trump card at the master stroke. So hail them, not only Ajinkya, but keeping Prithvi Shaw, going for Ajinkya Rahane at 3, dropping Shimron Hetmaya was an absolute masterstroke.
Yes, but what about RCB's management? And where did RCB go wrong today?
No, I mean, go wrong that Chris Morris got injured. Virat Kohli, that innings didn't take off. 150, they were 15 short. I thought they were 15 short when AB de Villiers got out. But look, ultimately, if you start the tournament, Riddhima, and go and ask them to, you will go and ask any team, they will say, boss, we want to make the playoffs. Nobody went wrong. At the start of the tournament, give it to Virat Kohli. You made the playoffs in 3rd position. Will you take it? 100 times out of 100, they will say, yes, boss, we will take it. So no one's sad tonight. Delhi extra happy because they've got the top 2, so they have one extra chance. But RCB, they are chuffed. You go and ask them, how many years have they made the playoffs out of 13, you tell me. They have made the playoffs, they will be super happy. And if Mumbai Indians decides to rest Jasprit Bumrah and Trent Bolt, and they have every reason to, okay. So the message that is coming is from the owners of the Delhi Capitals saying, thank you for backing Ajinkya Rahane, came good when it mattered the most. Just now, that WhatsApp message which flashed on my screen. So that's what the message coming from the Delhi Cap.
All right, so we've got a lot of viewers tuning in, and I'll take the number one, which is Shubman Rai is asking, Burida, could you tell us more about Ajinkya Rahane, the man?
Of course. I mean, Ajinkya Rahane's mother used to, Pragyan Ojha will know because the two of them have played cricket together, but Ajinkya Rahane's mother would walk him for miles because they did not have money to get into an auto. So his mother would hold his cricket kit bag when he was 7-8 years old in Mumbai, suburbs of Mumbai. They would walk together, and Ajinkya Rahane would hold his mother's one hand and she would hold the kit bag in the other hand and walk. That's how he has come up. During his first test match, he's been my boy, in the sense I've seen him grow. He's that close to me. During his first test match, I remember Pragyan, again, Atul Bhai, me, his parents, we were all together. Pragyan Ojha knows all these stories. I mean, you should ask him. We have been one gang, Ajinkya Rahane, the same gang, Pragyan, myself, Ajju, Atul Bhai, that same group. And Ajinkya Rahane has come up the hard way. He's not Virat Kohli. He's not got into an elevator. He has climbed up the stairs. And that makes it more harder. He has worked the hardest. He has been kicked around. Look, he's vice captain of India. He was dropped in South Africa. That's humiliation. He was dropped in South Africa and overlooked 2 test matches India lost. You won the major test match, the 3rd test match. Why did you win? That 48 innings of Ajinkya Rahane, that 3rd test match against KG and the whole South African bowling attack on a horrible pitch. The ball was coming, hitting here. Go ask Ajinkya Rahane what it was like batting. Ajinkya Rahane. Melbourne partnership, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane. That no one talks about, last Australia series. People talk about others. 70 in the match that India won. Ajinkya Rahane. South Africa home series, Australia home series when Virat got injured. Captaining India, Ajinkya Rahane. He's had a solid contribution to Indian cricket. And coming from where he has come from, dreams do come true.
Wow. Pragyan, would you like to add something to that?
No, he's just covered everything. I think As far as this cricket is concerned, I told you the other day, Ajinkya should have the mindset of Prithvi Shaw and Prithvi Shaw the mindset of Ajinkya Rahane. That's how these two guys should play, because I know Arju very well. He is a very skilled batsman, but at times the way he gets out, sometimes he gives you an impression that he's thinking too much. He overthinks. So that is something which he needs to address, because he's a very good player. Today we saw the way he batted. Everybody was just thinking about getting Shikhar out. Nobody was planning for Ajinkya, but this man just made sure that he's giving that cushion to Shikhar slowly, and he just made sure his team just crosses the line, and they're home. And it's a big boost, ending up at top two. You get an extra game, so now you have less pressure, because you can play freely. The first game you'll play freely. So
Yeah.
that is what happens when you're playing such a big tournament, and you end up with one extra game to qualify for the finals. Then it becomes even it'll be a good match between MI and DC.
Absolutely. Also, a word on the bowlers, Rajashri, Andres Norkia, and of course Rabada. I think throughout the tournament, both of them have been absolutely brilliant.
Yes, and likewise today. Look, with the Delhi Capitals, that's the essence of this team, right? We've spoken. Pragyan had pointed out on the show, Rabada's that the fact that he needed to take wickets in the power play. Again, he's back in the orange cap race. He's a phenomenal bowler, and he's had that backing. And this the fact that bowlers hunt in pairs, the paces that they hunt in pairs. And look at the way Nokia bowled that last over. It was a crucial phase in the sense that we were all talking about equations at one point in time. I think one of us on this show today, we gave an example of a 161 score. It looked like it was going, it would have gone that way. But Nokia, the way he bowled, he picked up a couple of wickets, one run on AB de Villiers, run out was very crucial. That pressure that he piled up. Kagiso Rabada is always such a threat. And now it's fascinating. Boria just mentioned whether Mumbai Indians would want to rest just with Bumrah tomorrow. Rabada has just overtaken Bumrah. If I were Bumrah, I don't know if I would want to be rested, because I'm, competing with Rabada for that purple cap. They've not played top flight cricket. They've not played any cricket all this year. This is just going to be his 14th game. It is a long tournament, and then just two more or three more depending on the result on the fifth. So it's going to be a fascinating contest, and that is the beauty of this IPL. These pacers have it's a sight watching star pacers and star spinners come and perform, and the way they have performed has just been phenomenal.
Which also reminds me of a question that one of our viewers is asking. We've got Divya Agarwal asking, Rajashri, you might want to take it. Did the 12 overs of spin do it for RCB?
Yes, Boria just mentioned he's the way RCB also went about it, and it's not just the way those spin contain RCB, it is also a fact that Virat Kohli is his strike rate throughout the tournament, his career strike rate, in the IPL is 130 thereabout. In the IPL this year, his strike rate has been 122.01, which I think is his worst strike rate since 2017. 2016, when he was on fire, he had a strike rate of 156. 2018 or thereabout, he had a strike rate of 140, 135. So the way Virat has also gone about spinners in the middle overs, and yes, they have been able to control them. AB de Villiers, again, he got to face 25 balls, 38. He's not even with AB de Villiers, he's barring 2 or 3 innings, maybe 4, if I'm not mistaken. He's not quite taken off. And Virat Kohli's strike rate and the way he's been actually knotted down by spinners in the middle overs, wouldn't say it's a concern, because obviously they are in the playoffs. But again, they'll have to wait past 2 of those games to get to the finals. So that is something they want to address, and it's a point well taken that RCB will have to acclimatize themselves to the slow bowlers as well, because the pitches are getting slower. So there will be more challenges ahead.
There are plenty of challenges ahead. Brother, we've got another viewer. We've got Rohit Gadale asking you, Boria sir, what will be the thinking of David Warner now? And did you very recently have a chat with him?
Yeah, every day. I mean, the thinking doesn't change. Some emojis will come tonight. My brother, tomorrow I will sort of share the screenshot on Sports Today. You can see it also. He will say, "We have our fate in our hands. What's the problem?" Nothing changes for him. Actually, doesn't change. His equation remains the same. He knew he has to win to be in the playoffs. He was on 12. He remains on 12. Whether KKR goes through or RCB goes through or Delhi Capitals goes through, how does it matter to David Warner? What does matter is Sharjah. What does matter is he wins the toss. What does matter is when Rashid Khan gets to bowl. What does matter is who will he bowl? Shahbaz Nadeem and Abhishek Sharma. Can they do the job? What does matter is Sandeep Sharma doing the job at the top of the order. He's thinking all of these things, my friend. Nothing to do with tonight's match. He's not even bothered. All he's bothered is one final win, and I'm done. One final win means I am still in that race. Like he said, I am planning on winning the IPL. And I'm like, mate, are you talking sense? He said, mate, 3 matches win. I said, what? He said, yeah, tomorrow, the qualifier, and then one more. We're done. So that's what his thinking is all about. He is planning ahead about the game tomorrow, nothing to do with tonight. You know, one important point. One important point. You asked Rajarshi about Rabada and Nokia.
Yeah.
For me, what is important is mentality and psychology and heart. Today morning, and remember, I told you it's about heart. Now you are Enrique Nokia. You've dropped a sitter of Virat Kohli. Correct? You've dropped a sitter of Virat Kohli. And then to come back and pick those 2 wickets in that over and change things around, and you've been tonked for a bit, you've got hit, that shows enormous character. I look for character in these people. And Kagiso Rabada told me on inspiration. In fact, we can play the clip tomorrow if our viewers want it. He said, I'd been hearing of Enrique from club level cricket. We didn't meet. When they were in Sri Lanka, apparently touring South Africa, he kept hearing there is this guy who's bowling 150. Great, great, great. But now they actually got friends. By the way, you guys might be thinking that Enrique and Kagiso were real great friends before the IPL. No, sir. They've gotten really close and became friends while traveling together and playing together for the Delhi Capitals. That's the truth.
Wow. Okay. I actually wanted to ask you more about Rabada because you got a chance to interview him very recently. What kind of a man is he? Is he what kind of a man is he off the
Philosopher.
field?
He's a philosopher and one of the best you can interview. I mean, he's got brains, which is, I mean, he's a real thinker of the game, real thinker. I told him because he has been a great sport. So, for example, if there's a good shot played of his bowling, he applauds. If there's an inside edge, he will smile. And I told him, you're a great ambassador for the sport. He said, yeah, mate, you're saying that, but I've been pulled up by the ICC 3 or 4 times for bad behavior and started laughing. So he has a terrific sense of humor, terrific sense of humor. And by the way, he's 25 years old. At 25, he's doing this. So you think Kagiso Rabada has been around for donkey's years? No, he's a really, really young man. He's half of my age almost.
Wow. All right. Another question that we have from one of our viewers, though I saw it and I cannot find the name again, but this one's for you, Pragyan. Who would RCB like to face? Will it be KKR or SRH?
I think it will be more so that they are happy that they have made to the playoff with all those errors that they have done today, especially with their batting. Maybe they're happy with that. They'll be very happy to face anybody that
Exactly.
they face. They won't mind anybody because they were badly wanting to be in that playoff. So I think knowing Virat, he will be up for the challenge and he will be like, whoever it is, doesn't matter. We have to win. That's all, how he is.
Also, a word on Shreyas Iyer. What would this win mean to Captain Shreyas Iyer, Pragyan?
Captain Shreya Iyer, I think it's a statement. A young man leading Delhi Capitals and ending up at top two. It's a great thing. The way he handled everybody. He's got a few superstars in his team. He's got Indian Test vice captain not playing regularly. Handling those situations. trying to manage players, characters like Rishabh Pant. It's something. The Delhi management has been brilliant. Ricky Ponting, Shreyas Iyer, they have been brilliant. As far as they were handling one of the best bowlers for our country, R. Ashwin. So when you're handling these guys, if you don't handle them properly, then your team is not like a team. To keep it as a team, it's very important how you focus on them off the ground, because on the ground it will not make so much difference, but off the ground how you deal with these guys is very important.
Yep. All right, we've got a bunch of our viewers contributing to the stats on the show. We've got Rohit Gadale saying to the team, just saw a stat that this is for the first time that Delhi and Bangalore made it into the playoffs since 2009. And Hyderabad won it in 2009 with an Aussie captain, which was Gilchrist. They want Warner to do it again. All right, so please do, Burida, convey this.
It's just that it was Deccan Chargers at that point in time. This is a different franchise. And by the way, there's a certain man sitting on your show. There's a certain man sitting on your show who will have a thing or two to say about the Deccan Chargers. Mr. Roja, why don't you take that?
Yeah, it was, but it was not. The playoffs was not like the way it is now. Those days it was like very simple. You have to play one game and then you play the finals. That's how it was. But now it is more complex. First two teams. Everybody's fighting for that first two spot because they get an extra game. When you are in third and fourth, there is so much pressure. The team that handles the pressure better and plays well will qualify. So there's a lot of difference between 2009 and 2020. Obviously, semi-finals, I remember Gilchrist went in against Delhi Daredevils. By the end of ninth over, I think the game was over. It was single-handedly won by Gilly. That's how everything changed for us. That was an eventful year for us. Actually, we didn't have sponsors, we didn't have clothes. Once we landed in South Africa, our owners and Gilly as the captain came and told all of us that guys, nothing matters. Start winning games, things will change, and it exactly changed. Suddenly DC was like favorites. If you watch those games, everybody were cheering for DC later on because the way we were playing.
Wow. Has this season, gentlemen, this is something actually we should do a show on where we discuss various IPL seasons. But let me ask you here, has this particular season been the most entertaining IPLs of all?
I think everyone will say yes. I think everyone will say yes. I mean,
I think more. Yeah. More so because of no cricket happening for last 7-8 months, and the way it has gone. We are seeing the last match of the league, and still we are looking for the fourth team to qualify for the playoffs. So it shows the intensity and the quality of this tournament.
Ridhima, I'm meeting Saurav Ganguly tomorrow for lunch. He said it's Tuesday, so let's have vegetarian. I said done. But I'm going to tell him, he's saved this country. Believe me, there are many like us. Because of this IPL, we've been saved. I mean, imagine those days of lockdown and imagine the last couple of months, and you will know what this tournament means to us all. I mean, every single day, our routine is 10:30 a.m. Sports Today. Let's get after each other. Let's go for Pragyan Ojha. Let's have some fun at his expense. That kind of thing, right? I mean, Pragyan you will ask Pragyan these questions. He will leave those balls outside off stump trying to defend himself like that Mohali test match. So our days are structured like that because of this tournament. I mean, this tournament is so much fun. I mean, and trust me, I'm already thinking 5 months later, we have another IPL. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
But in this conversation, suddenly Boryada was like, that batsman who took a single and went to the non-striker end and watching, oh, chalo, tum abhi, main maza leta hu, tum abhi face karo.
No, it's very fascinating. If you look at the
right, किया नहीं ना उसने आंसर. अभी तुमने उसको पूछा विराट, वो सोच के बोला अरे विराट एक तरफ है, कोलकाता हैदराबाद, चलो बॉल छोड़ देते हैं. बोल के आउटसाइड आउट ब्यूटीफुली बॉल छोड़ दिया उसने.
You see, विराट का माइंडसेट ऐसा रहेगा बोरियादा. You would have known him. I know him personally. He's a guy. He doesn't believe in कौन सामने है. He'll be like, let anybody come. Now we'll see them. That's what he will be.
He doesn't. That's true actually.
And today, in fact, I was like, dilemma where I said, so happened that both the team qualified. I was like, both the team deserve to be in the playoff, and it so happened that both are in the playoffs. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
And
That's the
Well,
thing. A lot of the teams
Rajesh,
here
yeah.
deserve to be in the playoffs, right? That is the beauty of the IPL, and that is what we've been discussing. Who would have thought till about last week, Kings 11 Punjab, who were for the most part of the tournament, bottom of the table, they were serious contenders. Who would have thought Delhi Capitals, RCB, who were consistently in the top four, that there would be a bit of a fright for both these teams going into the penultimate league game? Who would have thought Kolkata Knight Riders would have struggled this badly? And who would have thought Sunrisers Hyderabad come out of nowhere? I don't remember. Pragyan Oja has played in the Indian Premier League. Mori and I have both, we've covered the Indian Premier League right from its inception. We don't remember, Ridhima. I don't suppose Pragyan and Goria would be able to pinpoint that as well in terms of how many tournaments have seen such dramatic, frenzied changes. If you were to make a graph, it would be very interesting. 2016, RCB came out of nowhere, but that was one or two teams here and there. CSK, Mumbai Indians, they've all done that. But if you guys remember any other tournament where right from top 1 to at least 7, okay, if you were to discount Chennai Super Kings to about 2 or 3 weeks prior, that you could sort of say that they were disintegrating and they were going to be knocked out. How many seasons have you had where teams 1 to 7 had a shot at that? And going into 3 days to go, with 3 days to go, 6 teams battling for 3 playoff berths. It's just been a phenomenal tournament.
Indeed.
Any one of you, just can you tally before tomorrow morning? I mean, I was just checking the points table. Pragyan, do you remember any season, any one of you, do you remember a season where all teams are on 12? Inevitably, one team has been on 6 or 8 and has got the wooden spoon. This season, if Sunrisers win tomorrow, 14, so basically it will be 18, 16, 14, 14, 14, and then 12, 12, 12. So basically, it's one win. Now, if you really think back, Ridhima, even Chennai Super Kings, one more win and their run rate is actually better. So think about it. I mean,
Good
so
point.
I don't remember
Very
a
good
season where 12, 12, 12, 14, 14, 14. It's quite unbelievable as to what has happened.
I can confirm that by morning when we get for the morning show, but I think 12 points this time is the maximum that a team has not been able to qualify with. I can confirm that by the morning show, but it's probably the first time that a team, or here in this case, 2 teams finishing with 12 points, not qualifying for the playoffs.
3 teams.
3 teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, tomorrow, if Sunrisers loses, there'll be 4 teams on 12.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
So 12 is probably the highest where a team has not been able to qualify, but I can check that number for you by tomorrow.
But gentlemen, even though DC and RCB, both of them deserved it, those 3 losses and 4 losses of DC and RCB have contributed a lot towards making this entire league so entertaining. Had they not lost those 4 and 3 matches, these teams would have not gotten where they were. So both these teams losing these matches has actually made this team very entertaining.
Absolutely. You should go and say this to Ricky Ponting and to Virat Kohli. Trust me, they love you.
All right, Bonita's final comments on your fantasy team. Let's move on from that.
Ajinkya Rahane has killed my fantasy team, so he will pay me for tonight. Don't worry. I mean, I will call Ajinkya and say, brother, why didn't you tell me you would do this? I would have kept you number 3. I had Shreyas Iyer. I would have replaced Shreyas Iyer with Ajinkya Rahane and I would be in the top 100. Trust me, that one change needed to be done in the team. One change. Who would have known Ajinkya Rahane? Next day, I won't make this mistake.
All right, so it's gone down. What about you, Rajeshri? Did you make Virat Kohli your captain?
No, I did not keep Virat Kohli my captain. I think it was Kagiso Rabada as my captain, or De Villiers is my vice captain. I'll have to check again. But with De Villiers, it didn't pay off again. And like Boria, I did not have Rahane in either of my 2 teams, which is a miss. Next time Delhi Capitals take the field, I'm not going to make that mistake either. You have to have.
He will get out before 10, and Pragyan will start laughing at us.
No, I'm hoping he gets.
I don't want him to get out. I want him to win. I want him to win. Yeah.
All right. So with that, gentlemen, I think all of you should take rest because we've got a big match tomorrow, and I'm not sure if Borela.
I think by now we all have become used to big match. Every day was a big match for the past couple of weeks, isn't it? Like every game
tomorrow
so
is do and die for KKR. It's do and die for KKR.
And the best part is they are not playing.
Yeah, best part is they're not playing.
See, that's
All
why,
right.
Pragyan, that's why, boss, whatever anybody says unlucky, you create your own luck. Why have you put yourself in that position? You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have gotten out for 84. Now, when you think back, there have been many instances which you look back and say, oh, you know what, we can play this kind of cricket, but we've not.
All right. With that, we'll find out tomorrow if KKR is forgiven for their mistakes or not, or will it be Hyderabad all the way to the playoffs? We'll see you tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. sharp on Sports Today.